Shocking preliminary findings reveal the medical cause behind Senator Lindsey Graham's sudden death at age 71. What killed Lindsey Graham? Preliminary findings point to a fatal aortic dissection linked to underlying heart disease. A tragic heart condition is being blamed for Lindsey Graham's sudden death, according to preliminary medical findings. Senator Lindsey Graham died suddenly at his Capitol Hill home on July 12, according to a statement released by his Senate office. Preliminary findings indicated that Graham suffered a fatal aortic dissection caused by underlying heart disease, pending a final medical examination. The South Carolina Republican was 71 years old and had represented his state in Congress for nearly 3 decades. His office said a final death certificate would be issued after toxicology testing and the remaining medical examinations were completed. The Washington Post reported that emergency responders attempted to stabilize Graham before he was transported to a nearby hospital. Graham was widely known as one of Washington's leading foreign policy hawks and a strong advocate of continued military support for Ukraine. He died only hours after returning from Kyiv, where he had held meetings with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy and other senior officials. For more than 2 decades, Graham was also among the U.S. Senate's most outspoken critics of Iran and its regional policies. He consistently supported maximum pressure policies, sweeping sanctions, and a strong military deterrent strategy aimed at countering Iran. Amid a wave of revenge rhetoric pouring out of Tehran, intense speculation swirled online about the circumstances of U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham's death, with many refusing to accept it was natural. On July 12, Senator Lindsey Graham's office announced he had passed away following a brief and sudden illness, a statement that did little to stop the flood of theories already spreading online. Graham was widely regarded as one of Washington's most outspoken pro-Israel voices, with a long record of hardline anti-Iran positions that made him a frequent target of Tehran's anger. Within hours of his death being announced, social media posts began connecting Graham to Iran's published revenge lists, speculating that his passing may not have been entirely natural. However, as C14 News noted, no evidence or official U.S. government statement has been released supporting any claim of Iranian involvement or foul play in Graham's death. Reports said the Iranian outlet Raja News, linked to Mojtaba Khamenei's circle, posted photos of Graham and other officials alongside the deeply ambiguous caption updates to follow. That post poured fresh fuel on already raging online speculation, even though the true meaning of the phrase and the intent behind the post remained entirely unclear and unverified. Iranian state television reportedly celebrated Graham's death live during a news broadcast, turning the announcement of an American senator's passing into a moment of public triumph. The anchor used the word "eliminated" to describe Graham's death, a loaded and deliberate choice of language, while offering congratulations to the Iranian nation on air. The broadcast characterized Graham as a warmongering anti-Iranian American senator, framing his death as the removal of a figure Tehran had long considered a personal and political enemy. All of this unfolded against a backdrop of sharply heightened U.S.-Iran rhetoric following the latest round of military escalation, where both sides have been trading threats of assassination and devastating retaliation. Amid a wave of revenge threats following Ali Khamenei's assassination, an Iranian newspaper has now published a second list of foreign leaders it appears to be openly targeting. The front page has drawn intense attention for including 3 Gulf leaders alongside Western and Israeli figures, broadening Tehran's apparent list of enemies to now include its Arab neighbors. In a striking piece of propaganda, the front page combined images of Gulf, U.S. and Israeli leaders under a single threatening headline, presenting them all as shared targets of Iranian revenge. UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed was featured prominently on the threatening front page, a direct signal from Tehran that Abu Dhabi is now firmly in Iran's crosshairs. Bahrain's King Hamad bin Isa appeared alongside U.S. and Israeli leaders in the collage, suggesting Iran views Manama's close ties with Washington and Tel Aviv as an act of hostility. Kuwait's Emir Mashal al-Ahmed al-Sabah was also included in the front page collage, expanding the list of Gulf monarchies that Iran appears to be openly and publicly warning. The threatening headline has sparked deep concern across the region, arriving at a moment when Gulf states are already watching Iran's military moves with growing unease. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also appeared in the controversial collage, placing America's top diplomats squarely in the frame of Iran's public revenge campaign. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance was included among the figures displayed on the page, signaling that Iran's threats extend to the very top of the American chain of command. CENTCOM Commander General Brad Cooper was also featured, a pointed inclusion that suggests Iran is specifically targeting the military minds overseeing U.S. operations across the region. Another graphic on the same page carried the stark headline "Revenge is inevitable," pairing those words directly with the images of world leaders in a message designed to be impossible to misread.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelenskyy.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelenskyy.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.